I'm looking at her. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Nah. I didn't figure out what she did for work.
I think
3
I told
weeks
you.
in. How am I not getting anything from this woman?
Maybe did you finish your drink?
You see this?
Okay.
You see this?
Okay, let's
She's trying
start
to
over.
get me messed
baby.
up.
Okay, babe, take
I'm
your
just
drink.
trying to enjoy the
Babe,
time.
this is your voice?
Yeah, this is my voice.
Cap. Okay, I'm gonna let you have it. I'm
just trying to enjoy
You
the time.
seen this how the video, your girl is back and giving another story time. If you're to my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't gotta say nothing because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on way. That's on period. And then they had a little lamb. As y'all can see by the title and the thumbnail, today we're doing a how we met. I gave y'all the how I met my fiance story, but a lot of y'all requested a video with my fiance, so that's what we're doing. We at the park, we got a little date right now, and I was just like, this would be the perfect time to record. So that's what we're doing. And y'all already heard my side, so I'm really just giving him the floor.
Okay. Oh, so what's going on, y'all? I'm Gaston. So,
and let me answer one of the most popular questions. Y'all been asking, is my fiance Guyane? Is he Nigerian? And he's not, y'all. He is from Houston. We may need to do it.
23andMe? Yeah, I'm black. I don't know what I am. I think my family may have said that I have a little bit of Cameroonian. That's the thing?
Cameroonian? Yeah, Cameroonian.
Yeah, Cameroonian in me. But that's all I know. And I do know I do have some Native American in me. Don't know what tribe, but I do know it's in there. But okay, a little bit of how we met. Okay, it was like 2022?
Yeah.
October.
But you don't have to get no dates. You don't gotta get no dates. You don't gotta get no
October-ish. Somewhere around the fall time. Okay, so I used to work at this gym called Space City Gym. No longer work there, but I do still train. So, shameless plug. If you need somebody get you right, I got you.
He don't.
But anyway, I was sitting at the front waiting for a couple of my new clients, and then I see this woman actually walk in. Now I'm looking at her. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Nah. I'm literally looking at her like, oh my god. Her eyes are crazy.
But
Love
you
her
never
eyes.
told me this.
Love her eyes. She had braids on. Had a thing for braids at the time.
Y'all, the braids was old. The braids was old and dusty as hell.
But
this was glued now. I looked at a mess.
I looked at her. I was like, wow, she's gorgeous. Even though she looking a mess, she's gorgeous. So she comes in. She's like, hey, I'm actually looking for a trainer. And I'm like, okay, it's chase the bag time. Do the thing. Give her a little tour of what's going on at Space. I put her through a little slight workout. It was nothing crazy. I really just wanted to make sure I knew where she was at, so that way I knew kind of how we're going to be starting, everything like that. After that, got the prices, all of that, but man, I could not I literally couldn't get over the fact I was like, yo, she's beautiful. And I was like, look, there's one thing I don't mix. I don't mix business with pleasure. I'm like, after all of our sessions done, I'm not going to ask for a renewal. I even told myself, I'm not asking for a renewal.
But you did not.
I did. Dead ass said, I'm not asking for a renewal.
You always try to get people to renew.
I do. I'm not asking for a renewal. I'm not having her stay with me because I actually want to shoot my shot. Now, if I shoot my shot, she got a boyfriend at the time. Just my loss.
Did you know you were going to shoot your shot before at the beginning?
I knew. Okay. I knew. So, we getting started. Biggest thing right now is her goals, right? Look, I got to show out for her goals, make sure she's good. I'm checking in with her daily. And so whenever she walks into the gym, I'm going over to her. I'm like, hey, how you feeling? How was the last workout? Are you sore? Where are you sore at? Did you get any of the workouts that I have set up for you in your plan? All that. Have you been looking at that? I noticed you have been tracking your foods. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I would literally go into the gym, do my workout with him, and then after my workout, I would head over to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, and I was like, something's wrong.
I would go to Chick-fil-A. I would go to McDonald's. I used to go to Starbucks heavy. Literally, after every workout, I would go out to eat, y'all.
So she's not tracking any of her stuff. I'm like, all right, like, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to get the goals
I
for real?
remember
Or
you would
like,
always like text me about like the nutrition part of it, and I would like sometimes leave you on red because I'm like, I'm not really doing any of that, but I was coming in and I was, I
yeah,
was working out 7 days a week.
yeah. I know you were working because I would always see you, but I knew most of what your goals were has to do with your nutrition, making sure you're doing what you need to do outside the gym. So I was pounding her on that, stuff like that. I think like 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, something like that.
My
She,
car.
yeah, she gets a mess. She sends me a message. She's like, "Oh no, my car is having this issue. I got like this head gasket thing. I gotta get replaced." I'm like, "Dang, that's a big thing. That's like the engine. And I'm actually looking it up. I'm like, how much does an engine cost? Stuff like
No, I
that."
had told you that it was gonna be like $25 to $5,000, and I think I even sent you a screenshot because I didn't want you to think that I was lying.
Yeah, so I look it up. I'm like, okay, this is a hefty thing. Like, I do want to still be in her presence. Like, let's make sure like she at least gets through with her sessions. For a couple of free sessions. Like, hey, like I
And
understand
I was
times are
like, hell
tough.
no. I was really stern because I was really setting those text messages. I was like, I might have to sue this nigga, so let me set this up. That's what I was thinking. Do you remember reading those text messages? Like,
Yeah,
dang, I
yeah.
was like, I don't want nothing free. You was like, no, let's just finish out your session.
Yeah. So then I was like, all right, let's finish out the sessions. And then in my head, I'm like, all right, actually, the plan's gonna move in motion earlier. Normally when I set people up, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. When it comes to like getting workout stuff like that, yo, it's a journey. It's gonna take some time. So I'm not gonna set you up for just a month. That doesn't make any sense, right? So normally I set people up for 90 days, 180 days, something like that. So I had her set up for 90 days. But she was gonna have to cancel early. So I was like, all right, that's no problem. Let's finish out everything. So now I'm like, okay, well, time for plan B anyway. I'm going to end up asking her out. Now, I had to figure out how I was going to do it, get her vibe, stuff like that.
Because I told y'all, I was very nonchalant. Like, anytime he would try to talk to me, I would really dead ass be ignoring you. I'm not gonna lie. It was nothing against you. It was just like, I'm trying to work out.
It was the hardest thing in the world to understand what this woman did. I didn't figure out what she did for work
I think I
3
told
weeks
you.
in. You
I think
told
I told
me.
you. I said
You-
I did.
you-
I said I did YouTube.
You told me, but you didn't tell me like what type or anything like that until like later on.
I don't even
Yeah,
I told you that.
and it was I had to dig. And guys, I do some digging. I gotta understand your life so that way I can make it a lifestyle for you. I'm like, how am I not getting anything from this woman?
Yeah.
She was like really like cutting me out. But I was like, all right, look, I got 2 weeks to figure out something. Couldn't figure out nothing for 2 weeks. So I was like, all right, this is my last effort. It's literally the last workout. I gotta take it to the side. I have to ask her out. Like, so I'm like, this is when I start getting a little nervous.
This is when you was like, you know what today is? And
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, I didn't know what today
Yeah,
was.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, you know what today is? And she was like, nah. I was like, it's your last session. And then normally I do a recap with all my clients, like last session. That way I can figure out like what I can improve on, what they need to be doing next. So that way I send them off with like a little bit of something. All right. And then I was like, well, how am I gonna make this smooth? We have a little spin room area. It's like a little dark, ominous, got a little mirror in there. Very cool vibe in that Spin City gym. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take her in here. I'm gonna tell her to finish out her day with some cardio on the spin bike.
Because I usually do cardio before, but this time we did cardio at the end of the workout, and I usually do it on the Stairmaster. And I told y'all he took me to the cycle room, and it's dark in there, it's secluded, ain't nobody in there. So I'm like,
And then I'm like, okay, dude, the goal is we gotta figure out what she likes, figure out if I can cook it, and if I can't, figure out how to cook it, figure out if I can't cook it, where to take her, and get this date locked up.
No, you was like,
I was already ready. I knew what I was going on in my plan.
Wine is starting to hit me now.
Wine starting to hit you?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So no. You was like, can you cook for me or something like that? Because I couldn't eat out.
Yeah, I asked, but
And
I
I
haven't
was
even
like-
gotten to that part yet. That's me
okay,
brainstorming.
I'm gonna let you do
I'm
it.
brainstorming, right? So,
Okay.
so I take her into the room, put her on a cycle bike, stuff like that. Start talking to her, just chopping it up, and then I asked her like, oh, so what do you like to eat actually? Like I know like past the other meals, like because obviously you weren't following the meal plan. What do you like to eat? And she's like, oh, I really like seafood. So when she said seafood, I'm thinking immediately, what can I do for seafood? I can like cook for her. I cook some shrimp. I like me some shrimp. Shrimp's my favorite food actually. was like, I can do shrimp. And then I was like, you know what? That's why I'm gonna ask her. So I said, hey, how about I actually cook some shrimp for you? Like, and then she's like, where? And I was like, oh, at your place. I wasn't thinking anything of it at the time because I'm like really just trying to get some time to like know her and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, let's just cook some shrimp at your place. And then she was like,
Negative.
why would I let you come to my house? And then I thought about it. I was like, why would she let
Well,
a
you was
6
like,
foot
what's
tall
wrong?
black
It was
man
like, no, you was like, what's
come to
wrong
her
with
house?
that?
I didn't think of it at the
That's why I was
time.
like, okay, that's pretty innocent. Like, you don't even know what's wrong with him coming to my house. And that's what really made me kind of like you, because I'm like, okay, I could tell that it's like genuine. You weren't like trying to like,
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to be like, you wasn't like that. You was just kind of like, it was in an innocent way.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, I thought this man was innocent, y'all. I think I found out after a year that you're not innocent. As you may seem, as an innocent, I mean like
I'm
inexperienced.
innocent.
You're not innocent.
I'm innocent.
Okay.
But anyway, so she was like, yeah, why would I let you? I was like, I don't know. Why wouldn't you let me? Then she told me like, well, it's kind of weird. I don't even know you. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, we've been talking for about a month, but we haven't been talking like
my
that.
workout in, and I've been leaving.
Yeah, but I was like, you know what? It has been a little dry. And I was like, you know what? How about we pivot? So, you know what? How about we go out to sushi? I know a couple of different spots. We can go out to sushi. She was like, cool. So I was like, all right, bet. I got a date locked down for the end of the week. I'm like, all right, I just have to make sure like she knows for a fact that this date is going to happen. So I'm talking to her.
Was I late? Because I'm late everywhere.
Yes, you were late. But I was talking to her every single day. I was like, there ain't no way she's going to be able to forget about this date. I'm going to be locking in with her. I'm just going to be seeing how she's doing.
I was not planning on going to this date. I was not going to go to this date.
I knew she was going to come to the date. I knew she was going to come to the date.
In my head, I wasn't going to this date.
Now, keep in mind, though, I had a couple of different restaurants in mind. But there was this one restaurant that was pretty close to her spot because she said she was really, really close to the gym. So I was like, all right, well, your head gasket is blown. You're really close to the gym. I can meet you up there. I actually lived in the Heights at the time. So it was a little bit of a drive getting to my gym. But I was like, you know what? I don't mind it because I don't want her to have any, like, complaints about, like, getting there, stuff like that. I could pick her up, stuff like that. So I messaged her day of, hey, this is going to be the location. It's not too far. It's about 10 minutes from your spot. Do you need me to pick you up? And then she was like, nah, I'll be good. I'll be able to make it there on my own. And in my head, I'm like, wait a second. Was she lying to me about the head gasket thing? Because I'm like, that's low-key a serious issue, like, with your car. I'm like, how you going to drive there?
No, I even told you on the date. I was like, I got my head gasket fixed.
Did you?
Yeah, I got it fixed immediately.
We got receipts, so maybe she did say that, but I don't remember that.
I
but
don't got no text messages no more, but
I do. I got the text messages.
No,
We'll pop them up. We'll pop them up on the screen.
No, we won't.
We'll pop them up on the screen. Boom. So anyway, I meet her at the date, and I'm like, look, this is the time where we get to have some one-on-one time. There's no workout involved. Let me actually get to know her. Bro, on the date, while I'm there, dry.
Yeah,
It's dry. It's a desert. It's a desert in the date.
Y'all, this is what I mean by, like, don't let your boyfriend or situationship keep you from your husband. Because at the time, I told y'all I was preoccupied with somebody else, and that wasn't going well. And I didn't talk to this person for a while, and this person just happened to hit me up on the day of the date. So that's why I was gonna cancel, because I really just didn't know. But Sutton just told me, okay, he's a nice guy. You were intentional. You set the date up. And nowadays, guys don't even know how to take the initiative, the first step to even just set something up. Yeah. It's literally easy as breathing, and they don't even know how to set that up. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and give it a chance. And then I thought you were considerate.
Yeah. So I'm in this date. I'm talking to her. I'm like, yo, this ain't going to happen for real. Like, this is going to be the first last date. I thought that immediately. I was like, yo, she's cute, but she's dry. What am I going to do with this? And then we head out the date. I'm excited to leave. She starts heading towards my car. I'm confused. I'm like, why is she following me towards my car? And then I get into the car. She gets into the passenger seat. I'm extremely confused. I'm like, what's going on? So I literally ask her, I'm like, so what are you doing? And then that's
When I was just like, yeah, let's just start from the beginning. Cause
Yeah.
like I didn't show up the best way I could show up, and I realized like, damn, because I don't know if you mentioned during the date that I was like in my phone a lot, or it was kind of
I
just
did.
okay. You mentioned that I was
I
in my phone a
did.
lot, and I'm like, no, I wasn't in my phone, but I realized I was in my phone too much, and that's when I was like, okay, let me go ahead and just apologize, and we move forward, and then
Yeah, so we ended up, the day actually started in the car, y'all. So we started talking about literally everything, like where we went to school, like where we grew up,
family,
family, like how many siblings we got, stuff like that. We were talking for a fat minute. I think we
I
were
was talking for a
fatting,
while.
yeah, like maybe like an hour and a half. We were talking so long, she had to use the restroom. We had to actually pull up to the
Oh
Walmart
yeah, I forgot that we
that was
went to
next to
Walmart
there.
because it was
Yeah.
late, and I honestly could have just went home, and then you was like, "Do you want me to take you to Walmart or something
Yeah.
like that?" That was
She was
dumb. Why
telling me,
didn't I didn't go home?
well, because the store closed, we were going to go back in just for you to use the restroom, but the store closed. So now it's like, oh, Walmart's right there.
Oh yeah, we
Let's just
weren't
go.
done.
Yeah, we weren't really done talking or anything like that. She just really needs to use the restroom. Drive up to Walmart. I walk her in. We like still talking, yapping, stuff like that. Drive back. We drive back to the parking lot. We're still talking there for like 30 more minutes afterwards, and then that's when I was like, okay,
This could be
so
something, yeah.
this can be something.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, that's cool. We said our little goodbyes for the night. I dropped her. I literally drove up to her car, dropped her off at her car that I thought was like broken or whatever.
Don't say
And
that you
then
thought that was broken because I told you I got it fixed, and I think I even showed you the receipt of me getting it fixed
you
because
didn't send me the receipt.
I didn't want you to think that I was just playing on your top.
But yeah, but that's pretty much what happened. And then after that, I was like, all right, let me send my closing message because I really did enjoy the day. So when I got home, I texted her, hey, I made it home. Thank you for the day. I actually really enjoyed talking with you. I want to do it again
Yeah, that's
sometime.
something literally he does after every date, even to this day. Every time we go on a date, I used to think it was weird at the beginning. Used to be like, "Thank you for going out with me. Thank you for the date," and I'd be like, "Well, who else is gonna show up?" But
For
that's something
sure.
that you always do.
But that's low key, like in my head, I know it's like it's not a lot, right? But it means a lot to me, like just being able to spend my time with you. Like I'm enjoying my time with you now on our date right here. So like,
Please stop.
I am. She think I'm lying, but trying to sauce up for the camera, but nah, for real. So of course I have to say thank you. Like I thank all my people for their workout. Like whenever they spend some time with me, like for their workout, because it's pretty impactful for me to be able to just be there for your goals. So I'm always going to say thank you for any time that I can spend with you.
Okay. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much the story on how we met. That's the short version of it. I asked y'all because I wanted to do like a little Q&A, like, oh, my phone's on 5%. I wanted to do a little Q&A, like just a life update, and all the questions was about this Negro. Y'all asked, every question was pretty much included him. So I was like, I'll probably do that on my second channel, which is Melanin Match. Go on that channel. Well, I don't know, y'all. It might be up, it may not be up. I'm the only one editing videos because he don't know how to edit videos yet. So
Who said that?
Libby, you
Who
ain't
said that?
okay.
Who
He
said
don't know
that?
how to edit videos
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one doing this. So the video may not be up yet, but I'm gonna do my life update answering questions with my fiance. But yeah, I'll see y'all in my next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace. Mwah.